council meeting to order. Chief Poe, would you please lead us in prayer? And Paul Tucker, would you please do the pledge?
All rise, please. Bow our heads. Gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for all the many blessings you've given us, and thank you for the opportunity that we can meet and be self-governed. And thank you for the leaders of our city, and thank you for all the city employees, Father, and keep your watchful eyes on them, Lord. And just thank you for all your blessings, these things, and ask in your precious name. Amen.
Amen.
Face the flag and place your hand over your heart if you would. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and welcome home, Paul. Would like to consider approving the minutes of the regular meeting held December 16th, 2025. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
And is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Yes.
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 And yes. Item 3, consider amendments to the agenda. Kathy?
We have no amendments today.
Thank you. Item 4, consider approval of the agenda. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Yes.
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 And yes. Item 5, present a proclamation for human trafficking awareness. Mayor Gates?
Good morning, Council.
Good morning.
Kristen, if you'll come up. Hello, everyone. This month is Human Trafficking Awareness Month, and so I have a proclamation to read. I've got Kristen Hudson from the DA's office with me. So here it is. Whereas human trafficking is a public health issue and crime that harms the health and well-being of children, individuals, families, and communities, often across generations. And whereas human trafficking can happen to anyone in every community, and whereas human trafficking is connected to many other forms of violence, exploitation, and often shares common risk factors such as a lack of resources and unsafe environments, and whereas strengthening communities requires collective action to prevent, recognize, and reduce the conditions that contribute to exploitation and to create environments where people are protected from human trafficking and other forms of violence. And whereas a successful response to human trafficking requires a coordinated, community-wide response that includes collaboration across sectors and with those who have experienced human trafficking to ensure that services and programs are effective and meet the need of survivors. And whereas every individual, family, community, and organization can help raise awareness, prevent trafficking, and support survivors by learning how to take action. And whereas the City of Jasper would like to designate as a human trafficking-free zone, showing our commitment to action and awareness and partnerships to comprehensively address the issue of human trafficking. Now, therefore, I, Josh Gates, Mayor of the City of Jasper, Alabama, and on behalf of the City of Jasper City Council, do proclaim January 2026 as Human Trafficking Prevention Month and reaffirm our commitment to human trafficking awareness, training and education activities, strengthen resources for those impacted by human trafficking, and to begin designated a trafficking-free zone supporting a more coordinated, comprehensive response to prevent and combat the crime of human trafficking. So here's this. Let's take a picture.
Okay.
And then I believe Kristen had some comments to make as well?
I did.
Okay, if you mind just using the microphone at the podium.
I'm a lawyer, so of course I prepared comments, but I'll try to be brief. On behalf of Jan Bell, who is the director of the Child Trafficking Solutions with the Children's Aid Society of Alabama, Jan asked me to be here today because she could not be here, but her efforts and boundless energy deserve to be acknowledged. First off, on behalf of several community partners, including the Walker County District Attorney's Office, the Children's Advocacy Center of Walker County, Jasper Police Department, the Walker Area Community Foundation, many others, the Alabama Anti-Human Trafficking Alliance, and all of those fighting against human trafficking. I want to thank the mayor and the city council for recognizing January as Human Trafficking Prevention Month. Bill Adair, the district attorney of Walker County, often says that we all know that there is a drug problem in our community. We can see it all around us, but people often do not realize what a huge issue sex crimes are in our community, and especially sex crimes in particular for our community. More than that, due to its isolating nature, many individuals remain unaware that trafficking is a threat to our neighborhoods, families, and children. The internet gives criminals and predators easy access to our young people with new apps, games, and websites popping up daily. First responders and child-serving agencies are seeing a huge increase in children and teens being targeted by online predators, becoming victims of sextortion commonly. Preventing, recognizing, and responding to human trafficking and child trafficking cannot be accomplished alone. Rather, it takes partnerships all across our community to keep everyone safe from online predators, sex, and labor trafficking. I speak in schools every year on cyber safety, and fully half of the kids in all of the classes that I speak to have no idea that it's a bad idea to talk to strangers on the internet, and why. Starting with 5th and 6th grade all the way up through high school. They don't think it's a big deal to accept a friend request or a follow request from a stranger. So we intercept phones from tweens and teens that are full of child porn images that they have created of themselves and exchanged with strangers on the internet that they have never met. Strangers who are not even from this community, this state, and sometimes even from this country. Returning to the drug issue, drugs make human trafficking a greater threat in our community as well, because drug trafficking and activity and human trafficking often go hand in hand. And with growth often comes growing risk of human trafficking of all kinds. And because of the interstate and the growth in our community, we are seeing an increased risk of human trafficking, along with the risk of increased drug trafficking and drug crimes. First responders, core personnel, children's advocacy centers, and many other agencies are our boots on the ground who can first recognize that there's an issue with some sort of human trafficking and intercede. They may see images on a phone in a school and report them. They may notice some sort of strange behavior or unusual tattoos at a hospital and begin asking questions. In our community, we are fortunate to have skilled digital forensic investigators and sex crimes investigators who tirelessly work on these very often demoralizing cases. Skilled and highly trained narcotics officers, like my husband, Officer Blair Hudson, can recognize and keep in mind during operations that human trafficking very often occurs in tandem with drug activity. Very probably because I preach at him so much, but also because of his over 20 years of training and experience. Looking around, most of you already know that about him. He is going to kill me for bragging about him. It is vitally important that these detectives have heightened awareness for those signs and are prepared to act as they're going about their daily operations. Forensic interviewers at children's advocacy centers like Jay Kennedy, who is one of the best forensic interviewers in the country, who is well-trained and testifies brilliantly in court and actually trains other forensic interviewers and is active with our national children's advocacy center located in Huntsville. She's going to kill me as well. Must be prepared for specific kinds of interviews needed for trafficking victims, both children and adults, which often happens at a moment's notice, and they need to be prepared to act on those immediately. And I've called on Jade to do that, and she has, willingly and happily. So today's proclamation recognizes the vital role that we all play in combating human trafficking, including offering appropriate programs and activities, which the Walker Area Community Foundation has been instrumental in bringing to our community to help parents, families, schools, churches, and all parts of our community recognize the signs of potential danger and how to respond, as well as the resources our community is fortunate to have that must be cultivated. Again, thank you for taking this public stance against trafficking. Together, with careful attention to the issue and stewardship of the resources that we are fortunate to possess in this community, we can help our community become safer. Thank you for recognizing this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kristen.
Thank you, Kristen. Item 6, recognize Chief Poe to recognize Trevor Hudson and Stephen Haynes.
Good morning, Mayor and Council.
Good
I would
morning.
like to introduce two of our most recent additions to the Jasper Police Department, and that is Trevor Hudson and Stephen Haynes. And they'll be going, if you gentlemen will stand up. Thank you. They have totally been vetted and gone through a very extensive vetting process, and we're proud to have them with the police department. And they are what we represent and mean to represent with our police department and what we stand for. They're fine young men, and we hope that and wish them a very prosperous and long career with the city of Jasper. And they'll be reporting to the police academy on the 18th of this month. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank y'all.
Protected server.
Item 7, consider a request for permission to send bids for dual-wall polyethylene pipe. Jessica?
Council members, for item number 7, I'm requesting your permission to send bids for the dual-wall polyethylene pipe contract.
Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
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 And yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 8, consider adoption of a resolution. Mayor Gates?
Council, as we discussed yesterday at the work session, we need an updated survey of the landfill. We have a new cell we need to potentially open as we're running out of space, and we needed to be able to define those areas and the perimeters of the landfill. And so this is a request for you guys to consider to approve me entering into an agreement with LaBella Associates to conduct that survey of the landfill.
Thank you. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make that motion.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
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 And yes. Item 9, consider adoption of a resolution.
Council, again, as something we've discussed over the last few months, an employee matter, we'll spare the specifics, but looking for clarity on what our options are as we work towards a decision as a collective body. And so my request to you all today is to authorize a letter be sent, drafted and sent, and I think you have a copy of the letter from our city attorney. We'd like to send to the State Attorney General to get or request an opinion from his office. So if you would consider that this morning.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to consider the adoption?
I'll make that motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Yes.
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 And yes. Item 10, introduce an ordinance. Brent McCarver, do we have someone standing in for Brent?
Brennan's not here.
Sean,
It's an introduction this morning anyway,
here
so.
comes
I think Russ is going to take care of it.
Ms. Council President and council members, this is only an introduction. It is an ordinance rezoning a .2 more or less acre parcel at 701 27th Street West from R2 to R3. The main difference being the purpose of this rezoning, which is the placement of a manufactured housing unit on that property. So that comes from the Planning Commission with a recommendation, and it'll be set for public hearing and action at the next council meeting.
Thank you. And this is an introduction, so no action will be taken. Item 11, receive comments from the mayor.
Thank you again, Council. Just have a couple things I wanted to highlight that we're working on. We're hard at work on many things, but again, just want to highlight a few things just to keep everyone aware of what we're looking at. Many of you probably saw the press release that went out yesterday related to our initiative, our efforts to address our homeless issue in our community. It was vague and generalized, I accept that, but this is just an introduction of what we're putting together in the plan. It is not complete, but it is a great starting point to just help us focus on the specific data we need to actually start layering efforts and coordinating those efforts across our community. We will be putting together a steering committee that we'll probably have announced in the next few weeks, so please be looking to that. And any input any of you have, advice, thoughts, perspective, is welcome, so please reach out to anyone in city government, and that message will get to us and get to the appropriate places. It will be a better, more effective policy as it's more representative of everyone's perspective. So please be thinking about that. We have been working for months already with expanded and improved outdoor recreation offerings, and I'm excited about some things that are in the work there, but just bear with me, but know that that is something that is a high priority for this administration, and we should have some significant updates for you in the coming months, but we're hard at work at that. We are actively working on a strategic plan that will probably run a 5 or 6 year plan. There's many things in the pipeline. We've got a tremendous window of opportunity in our city, and we're excited to kind of focus in on as many things as possible. So we're working on that. There'll be more coming probably in the next month or so. We should have that ready. We'll be releasing a public survey, just soliciting feedback from the public on some items that we've already identified, and also looking to see if the public has some things that maybe are off our radar that we haven't considered that we could include in our strategic plan as well. So we ask that you be looking for that and to pay attention to any news releases we have. And then the last thing I wanted to highlight is we have been developing and have almost completed a community calendar, which will just highlight and showcase all of the opportunities, all the things that are going on in events and programs across our city. It will be housed on the city website, also will be pushed out on social media channels, and we'll probably coordinate with several entities across our community. Walker Area Community Foundation, the Industrial Development Board, and Jasper Main Street, for example. It would be great to have the same information and content featured on their websites as well, just to make sure everybody has access to that and is aware of, again, all the things that are going on in our community. That's all I have. Wish everybody a great week. Thanks.
Thank you. Item 12, receive comments from council members. Anyone?
I've got nothing.
Okay. Item 13, receive comments from the audience.
Good morning, Mayor and Council.
Good morning.
I would like to personally thank all of you for your support, guidance, and friendship over the past year. While serving in the position of interim assistant chief for the past 14 months, I've learned so much about the teamwork, the unity, and the collaboration from all of you, the leadership of the city. I deeply appreciate all the time and the effort that all of you invest in addressing the needs of our residents and for the positive change that you have created. Your service does not go unnoticed, and I'm grateful for everything you do to make our city a better place. As I transition back to my role as captain, please know that I'm always available and willing to help any of you in any way that I can. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Captain Atkins.
Thank you, Darrell.
I would like to thank Darrell for filling in for Paul over the last 14 months. He's done an outstanding job in doing that, and it made my job a lot easier than it would have been without anyone. But again, I want to thank him for his efforts and tirelessness in helping me in running the Jasper Police Department. Thank you.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
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 And yes. Meeting adjourned.